Okay, folks, I got the fuel pump changed. It took about 30 minutes total time, but most of the time was cleanup. This ring, no matter how clean you think you got it on the top, is a mess underneath. And I had 3/4 of a tank of fuel, so I opened it up. Of course, I dropped stuff in the fuel tank, so I use a fuel transfer pump, a hand one, and I had a bunch of empty gas jugs from mowing all season long. And so I brought my gas jugs out here and just pumped it in there. I'll use that for lawnmower gas. Got it all the way down the bottom, got all the sand and the rocks out of the bottom. While I had it open, I cleaned all around the ring and got it, and then replaced it. It's a pretty easy deal. There's the float is in there for your fuel level. Got to just make sure it gets in there the right way. And then there's an O-ring that thing sits out on. And then you push this down. It's kind of spring loaded. You push it down, and you got to kind of hold it down when you put the ring on, and then you got to tap the ring around. It's not rocket science. I dang sure wouldn't want to have to do that with the body on, and I dang sure wouldn't want to do that on the trail, especially with all the dirt that got in there. So, long story short, fuel pump is in. I got to put some fuel in it. I'm not going to do that right now. It's raining outside. I'm not even going to go down and get fuel. About ready to call it a day, but I did get the pieces together on the EVAP. This is where that EVAP intensity monitor goes. On the outside of that thing, it just snaps on. You push down this lever, or you push it up, turn it right there, not all the way over, pops right out. There's an O-ring in there, and then I actually bought a new one because I broke my other one, but it was, I don't know, $36 at AutoZone. I had a credit there anyway. So just, you know, my stupid mistakes. I'm just trying to pass this along to everybody else. So again, try to run your Jeep as much out of fuel as possible, because you're going to have to clean that. That is kind of a disaster. But as far as everything else so far, I don't really see any big issues. The body mount bolts back here, I did not pull out the first time. I pulled out the rest of them, and they were pretty tight. But the good thing is this was a Southern vehicle, so I'm not dealing with rust and the things that you would deal with in the salty snow states. And believe it or not, my wiring for my rock lights that were on when I got it wasn't really that big a deal. Like I said, I've cleaned a little bit of stuff up there. These were real easy to take off, unsnap. You have to push these little prongs in to see if I can get a better view. Those little prongs that are sticking out right there, you have to push those in to get the emergency brake off. And then those vents go there. Unsnapping the vent, just learning they're all different kind of connections that you have to mess with to get them. These are actually really easy. You just snap these and pull them out. The fuel was easy. So when I get my kit from Motec, they're going to supply lines, so I'll be able to plug my fuel line up. I'm going to run it up over the transmission instead of over the exhaust. I'm going to clean this up, make a skid plate. I got to figure out what I got when I get that going. And then just a few knick-knack things. Like I said, my brackets, and I got some wiring to clean up here for some fog lights. And then we're waiting for the kit. They told me 6 to 8 weeks. I probably jumped the gun just a little bit on taking this apart. I had been driving it, but I got the motor sold, and the guy was pretty antsy to get it. He's actually going to come to get it this weekend. And since I had the motor sold, it's like, well, let's get this project started. So I am getting excited about putting that thing in, though. It's driving me nuts. But anyway, I made a little bit of a fuel mess. I keep cardboard on the floor just to catch those drips. The fuel was on the cardboard. I got it out. All the rags, gloves, and everything I used, they're all out of the shop. I actually got Boosted's fan in here blowing the fumes out, so when the guys come in to work out, they don't have to smell fuel. But it's not terrible. I just don't want any odors in here. I did turn the propane heater off, just safety first. So far, no big deal. I'm having fun with this. This is like the Lego of vehicles. So, you know, unsnap and snap, and just patience is all it takes.